felt good to be back out here today. And, before I talk about the game, it's really cool to see. I mean, I look down and we've got almost 7,000 fans here today for a non-Division I opponent without students. It's just incredible. I mean, I remember days when we first got here, we'd be lucky to get 2,400 for a conference game, with students, and so that's really awesome. It's a testament to these guys and the way that they're playing, and I think the style that they play and the way they engage with the fans, and they're just so thankful for the fans, and people in our athletic department have done a great job of getting people here, and so that's really exciting as we move into league play. 7 guys in double figures. I was really happy with our bench. I thought those guys came in and brought energy. It was great to get a lot of guys a lot of minutes tonight. I thought a lot of those guys really produced. I know you're going to ask me about it. I did not mean to take Zay out with 1,999 points. I told him, somebody came up to me on the bench and told me, and I'm like, that's fine, I'm still not putting you back in. And he was good with that. I thought if Jalen Lake would have passed him the ball the one time in the corner, he might have got it, so it's his fault. But that's all right. I feel pretty confident he'll score another bucket here at some point. But anyway, great to be back out there. And first third of the season, I mean, if you would have told me with the schedule that we put together, we'd be 12-1. That's really a terrific feat for these guys. And, we've earned the position that we're in the first third. We put ourselves out there with the schedule that we made. The guys came in, they've worked their tail off, they've been connected, they've met the challenge, they've met through the adversity, and they put themselves in a great position. But we also know that we're done talking about yesterday. I mean, that's over, right? It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. You got to move forward. And the Mountain West, I mean, I know we say this every year, but it looks like as good as it's ever been. I mean, I think somebody told me before the game the top 5 teams in the league going into tonight were 56-6, something like that. So it's going to be a gauntlet. And so we've got to reset again here and be ready for what's coming in January.
How eager was Jalen Lake to get back on the court? How excited were you to get him back tonight? What did you think of his performance?
It was awesome. I mean, I thought just when he got back into practice full go the last few days, just he brings a lot of, energy and just a calmness to our team. He just does so many things right. He's so coachable. He's smart. What did he have? I mean, he came in and scored, 12 points, 5 assists, no turnovers. So it was great for him to be able to get out there, I think, and play some minutes before conference play opens up. So that was a big deal for us to get him back in the lineup.
What impressed you most about your guys through this 13-game non-conference?
I think just the way that they've stayed in the moment, in preparing for the games, forgetting about the last one, coming in every day and ready to just stay in the moment. And I think they've done that in the games too. I mean, basketball is a game of runs, right? I think we've been in a lot of these games where going our way, team makes a run, somebody gets thrown out of a game, whatever it is. And these guys just haven't flinched in the moment. They've found a way to just keep fighting and staying with it. And that's what you have to do. And, I felt that would be the case going in it, but they've answered that call. So I think it's been that. And I think just how connected and how quickly they've come together with the returners and the new guys. I think that's been the most impressive thing.
How much is the age of this group, do you think, part of that poise?
Oh, it's huge. I think that having age and having, leaders like Isaiah Stevens, and then, Isaiah is the best leader I've ever been around. But I think you also look at guys like, Patrick Cartier is an unbelievable human being, an older guy leader. Joel Scott came in right away. He's a leader. Jalen Lake's a leader. Neat Clifford's come in, and he's an older guy with a calming presence. Josiah Strong's an older guy that they're older guys and they're unselfish. They do a great job of helping the younger guys, understanding, what you have to bring every day. And I think look around college basketball, to really win at a high level, you've got to have some experience.
You touched on it a little bit, but having the 7 players in double figures, but you still have Isaiah Stevens who can, go for 40 and take over a game scoring-wise. How much does having that kind of offensive prowess on your team kind of put your mind at ease as you look to the gauntlet of the Mountain West?
Well, my mind's not going to be at ease at all when I look at the schedule, so there's nothing about that'll be at ease. But what I'll say is, I think that this team, they know they can play with anybody and beat anyone, and they have the respect to know they can get beat any night too. But, clearly we've been a really good offensive team, and I think it starts with, somebody can go for 40, but they're not coming in trying to get 40. They're coming in trying to make the right play, and I think that's where it starts. And I think we've done a great job of giving the ball energy. I talk about that a lot with our guys, and I think when the ball has energy, it's infectious. Guys know if they give it up, they can get it back. Guys cut to help each other. They screen for each other. They look for their teammates. And I think that's awesome. And it starts with Zay. When your best player embraces that at a high level, I think that just permeates down to the whole team.
Is that something that's unique out of the teams that you've coached, maybe something unique about this squad?
I think, since I've been fortunate enough to become a head coach, that's something that I believe in that. I think when we recruit, when we teach it, we always teach, ball movement, unselfishness, spacing. I think this team does it at an elite level, as good as any team that I've played on and, again, or coached. And I think that it starts with Zay. So we got veteran guys who buy into that. But I think when you come here and you play for us, that that's an expectation. Like, that's what we do. That's how I believe the game's supposed to be played. And so, we never talk about, but, selfish guys don't fit here. That's just kind of what it is.
When you assess these first 13 games, what does it mean as you head into conference play?
What are those old saying? We're in position to be in position. You know what I mean? I think that's what it means. Clearly for us, like in college basketball, the one thing the games in November count the same as far as a tournament resume as they do in February. It's critical for our league to schedule at a high level and perform. So when we get into league play, we've got an opportunity, right, to get multiple teams in the tournament. It means we've done our job. We've done our job for our program, and I think we've done our job for the league. But now that's over. Now we got to step into league play, and we've got to perform. I don't know, did San Diego State end up beating? So we just look at our league. San Diego State wins at Gonzaga, I think, by double figures. And I'm listening to some people, well, San Diego State, they're not, haven't been as good and whatever. Let me tell you all something. They're the favorites right now, okay? Until somebody knocks them off, right? They've owned it. You got to go earn it. It doesn't matter what you've done. You got to go earn it. So everything else is just talk. I believe we can challenge anybody. But the last time I checked, until somebody knocks off the Aztecs, they're the reigning champs, and trust me, they're going to be a big part of this.
Ken, it's interesting you say that because you're the team that will go in ranked 15. You'll be wearing somewhat of a target, which will be probably a bigger target than you've had in the past. You think your team's built to embrace that?
Well, I don't.
Or ignore it?
No, I think it's got to remember we were picked first 2 years ago too. You know what I mean? And we're right there at the end. So we've got guys who've been in that moment. We were ranked 2 years ago. We were picked to win it, and so I think that we've got guys who understand what that means. I think the older group gets that. Okay, we've got a 15 beside us right now, but that doesn't matter when the ball's tipped up against New Mexico. I think part of the reason that they're ranked there is because they understand that. They don't get too caught up in what happened in the past. Listen, we know we're going to get everyone's best shot, everybody's intensity, highest intensity level, but there's a lot of teams, I think, who can say that. This is going to be a gauntlet. The league is. As a competitor, I'm really, really looking forward to it. You got to be able to stay in the moment at the highest level possible. If you win a big game, you have to enjoy it because they're hard to win. If you lose a tough one, you can't get caught up and let it beat you twice. You've got to quickly regroup and refocus because they just keep coming.
I'm sure you anticipated some things about this team and how it would play, but has anything surprised you in a pleasant way where this team's maybe a little bit more advanced or ahead of where you thought they might be?
I think, kind of what I alluded to before, I think they've just maybe even gelled quicker, you know what I mean? Then it would have been hard for me to expect that with some of the new faces and those guys, but I think they've gelled, and I really I love the way they pull for each other. I love it. Guys start, they come off the bench, they don't, play minutes, they have to run the scout team, they have to do whatever. I think that's been just really elite, from this group. And those are things that not everybody sees every day that are on the court, but those things make a difference. Every team that I've been around, a team at Furman that, tied for regular season championship, teams here, you've always got guys who have to take on a role and are willing to do that. And if they, nobody talks about it, then if they're not and they want to fight that and plan about it, you're not going to have the season you want. You got to have buy-in. People have to sacrifice. And this group so far has really done that.
The team tonight set a few different shooting percentages, season highs. Just how impressed are you with the shooting of your team at this point, especially looking ahead to some of the teams you play
It's an easier game when the ball goes in. I don't know, what do you make, 11 threes in the first half? Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, again, you know, we're a team, we love the paint, like the three. You know, we did score in the lane too, but, you know, offensively, for the most part, you know, other than the St. Mary's game, I thought we've been pretty sharp on that end, but we're not going to be great on that end every night. I mean, that's just the way this thing works. I mean, the scouting's at a high level. Everybody knows everything that everybody does. So we're going to have to find ways to win games too in different ways, and we've been able to do that, so.
47 points off the bench tonight, and obviously that's a great performance from them. They had the opportunity as well to get that play. What would you say is the key part of that performance from that bench unit that you could use in conference?
Well, I mean, I think we have depth. We've got a lot of guys who can perform, and I think it kind of goes back to what I said. It's a testament to those guys staying ready, not say, oh, I'm not starting or I'm not playing as many minutes, so I'm not going to focus in practice and put in my work or any of that stuff. So those guys put in the work every day, and like I always say, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. So it's what they do every day to prepare, and then they've got guys in front of them that encourage them and push them. So when they get the opportunity, you know, they're ready to come in, and I think they have a seriousness about them. They want to play the game the right way, and I thought that was great to see. And it's already helped us, our depth this year, and I think it'll continue to help us moving forward.
Thanks, Niko.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.